Welcome back. Welcome back. There's no game audio at the moment. There's no game audio in the menu unless you put this on, in which case you get rubbish music. Or maybe you don't, actually. Maybe it doesn't play until you're in the game. I'm not really sure. Oh, it's cheese anyway. How we doing? Sorry I'm a little late getting back, as I had a problem with the dishwasher. Dishwasher's got an error message on it, F70. Right, so Sommy tried running the server, and it's a bit jittery. So Pups is going to run the server, and we're going to see how we get on. Let's drag Puppy down. Somebody down. Rom down.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
It should be up.
Okay.
Same details.
Let's see if we can find it. Setting off the bike on. Dutch. TS. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much for gifting 10 subs, Dutch TS. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for the squirrel gift. If you got a sub, Dutch TS is the man to thank. Ever since the mower drain pan is full. Yeah, so what happens, mower, because I've had this error before, what happens is, as you probably know, there's like water at the bottom of the dishwasher, and there's a sensor and a pump, and if it senses the water level's too high, it pumps away. Unfortunately, what has happened with the dishwasher before is the pump comes on and just pumps continuously, and there's no water left, but the sensor keeps tripping it. We had Mila out before. Yeah, no, the wagon's ripped. We've had Mila out before, and they replaced a bunch of parts on it. And it's been fine since. But now it's doing it again. It's frankly annoying me. If Mila aren't going to fix it under warranty, I'm just going to replace it. Because it's costing too much money. Like, it's over 10 years old, but we got it fixed for like 200 quid, and there's a 12-month warranty on the fix. But if it's out of warranty, I'm not paying 200 quid again. Because it's, you know, it just keeps happening. Bit of a mess down here.
You just need to teleport away and back again.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm still loading everything. Not even fired up Railroad's extended connection.
I'm just waiting for that to load and then I'll send you the link.
Your Samsung does the same. You've had that before on your Miele dishwasher. Yeah, there's no real fix for it either. Like the last time he came, he replaced the pump mechanism and everything. He said, there you go, you've got a new heart of a dishwasher. That's normally 300 quid's worth of parts. You know, he was there for like 2 hours sorting it out. I thought, wow, we should be good for another 5 to 10 years now. Apparently not. I've got FPS.
Mine is still loading.
Oh, I can tab out and I've got game audio. What a win! Dude, this is so good. I can actually tab out now. Pops, we need a link, mate.
It's 3/4 of the way attaching. Hang on.
Interestingly, on the machine that I was trying to host with, I get 60 FPS.
Oh.
So that makes
Nobody's
I
connected
arrived
to
to
it.
this stream about steam trains, and the first thing I hear is something about dishwashers.
Mine's finished.
Yes.
I was explaining why I was late. Yeah. I don't know, but I couldn't see your server anyway, so I saw Pup's server straight away, so something's weird.
Yeah, it's because I put multiplication symbols in the damn thing, I think. That's why it hid it.
Hey, Womble.
Well, if nothing else, we've got a click bot this time, so I can do that. This is not me, this is the other me.
Because that's not going to get confusing.
Let's do zombies now.
Is that the click box on me?
This is the clickbot. Yeah, I should have probably named it clickbot, shouldn't I? That would have been good.
Way, it's finally attached.
I know the white box is there. That's the. We're still waiting for the link from Pups so I can actually connect my railroads on non-extended. It's showing you a blank screen because there's no map yet.
From where are you?
Okay. If I do that, and then that, and
Damn it.
then that, and then that.
Should have the
that,
link.
That. There you go. Magic, eh? Absolute magic. Ooh, all the trains just snapped back weirdly.
Yep, that's
I-
what
Apart from one.
happens.
I teleported here, and yeah.
I didn't move. There's still one train not attached for me. It has the world's longest link.
What?
Looks good here.
Oh, you're on about the train link. Thought you meant railroads online. You confused me for a second.
Wait, world?
Yeah, railroads.
Well done, wine.
Leave me alone, okay? I'll close the server down.
Right, teleported away and then teleport back.
Well, good news. I get 20 FPS is what I had before, so I've not lost anything, people.
Yay, fixed it.
Nice.
What's happened, P. Martins? Looks all good.
Let's unload
All
me
good to me.
beams then.
It's all fine. It's all good. Right, so we've now got a click bot. That's awesome.
Hey, you can come and meet my alter ego.
Host.
Does he look exactly like you?
Summer 16 and host.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
Except you're
This
not.
isn't the least bit trippy to watch or look at when they're both moving in opposite directions.
Been cloned. What did we do with the box of tools?
It's down here.
Sammy moved it.
I moved it because I was just checking that everything was good, and when I moved it, I discovered that there was a performance issue where it would like it's not lag load, but it would sort of make the train move and then it would jump. So, yeah.
You call it jump, Sammy. I say like teleport back about 2 foot. I now know what it feels like to be Paul.
What do you mean?
When you hosted the game.
Yeah. What, have you got 20 FPS?
Yeah, that's what I had before when Somi was hosting it, so it's not made any difference.
Nope, it's not fixed it, mate. I don't think your machine's up to hosting either.
Even though it's hardly doing anything to my machine.
Yeah, well, same. It was the same for me.
Wow, this is going great.
It was doing, hang on, it wasn't doing that before, was it?
No, but I think it's the performance of machines.
Mine and when before the break, Frome and my trains were jumping as well.
Yeah.
So we've had that all day.
Yep.
You've had that all day?
Yes.
Yep. Was a bit jittery in the old locomotive.
I mean, I saw small amounts of it, but not like that.
Is it because we've just got so many carriages now?
Maybe.
Because Frome brought another 20. I had nearly 40.
Could be there's so much in the area, maybe.
Well, I'm miles away.
Yeah, there's a lot of locos and cars here.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and Frome had that jump train thing all day long. It's not my fault, Chris.
So now I'm really confused. Then I didn't hear you two complain that the loco was jumping.
No, because I was used to it, so it didn't bother me.
I
It's not-
saw very small movements, but nothing serious.
It's not the first time I've had the train jumping. I have it pretty much all the time we play, just because of how much is on the map.
I've never had train jumping when either Paul's hosted or, well, obviously it doesn't matter if I host because it's.
Well, the only difference is we've got some big trains in one area. Maybe that's it. Steel pipes, beams, and tools. Blimey. Don't need much then. What's it like over here then? Danger. Keep lights and fire away. Sage advice. Well, a ladder that you can't go up. Crude oil comes in. Let's see. Let's go there. There's no strength. Steel pipe. Wait, what? Steel pipes? Crude oil. So crude oil. This requires steel pipes as well. You what, mate? Lumber. Yeah, you know, the platform layout here is just a bit weird, isn't it? So you've got to load here, and you've got to load here, and you've got to unload there by the look of it. So there's 3 lots of loading here. And then presumably the output is over here. Kenko, thank you for 50 months, sir. Happy bullseye. Tricker Paul, thank you for 8 months. A lot of months to catch up with the old timers. Yeah. Oil barrels. Oh wow, they just literally roll the barrel down there. Interesting. That's quite elevated, isn't it, that platform? Fire animation's alright, isn't it? Let's see. That's northbound. Oh, yeah. So that's why it's a scumbag. The reason it's a scumbag is because the loading platforms are facing south. Yeah? So you have to come in from the south. There's no way to come in from
I seem to
there.
have brought not enough, or too many beams. Because the place is full.
Wrong button. That one. Right. Let's get some ground level. Go in here.
Did you have some rails with you there, Sean?
I'm not even sure where I am.
Well, last time you were driving a train, I mean. Or did you all drop those off?
No, they all got dropped off.
Right, because it's out over here.
Crazy dude, thank you for subbing.
Well, at the moment, this is basically unplayable for me at the moment.
What, because it's jittery?
Yeah, it's just... I can't even describe what's going on my screen right now.
Mine isn't too bad at the moment.
Literally unplayable, pups. That's how good your machine is.
Wow, Paul, are we gonna act like we didn't know like my machine was the best?
I mean, my machine has played the game and streamed and recorded and done all the physics. You boys can't even host a game?
Oi, don't call my PC a pleb PC.
Okay, my train's doing the old Brocking Bronco at the moment. Jumping all over the place.
Can I share my screen in Discord, perhaps, just for you to see?
Go on.
How do I do this? This?
You click share screen.
Hendo, thank you for 4 years. Happy anniversary.
There you go, pups. There you go. We'll have a quick look at that in Discord.
That's what mine was doing earlier, but I just kept my mouse because I was used to it. But yeah, that's undrivable, I would say, Somu.
Yeah, mine's doing exactly the same. Jumping about a bit.
Yeah,
Quite hard to know if your car's actually derailing or not.
Why is it that bad?
Like, was it that bad when I hosted, Pups?
No.
Wasn't that bad on my end.
Pups?
Yes.
Was it that bad for you when I hosted?
Times, yes, but it normally settled itself down.
So. I don't understand why it's doing that now when it didn't do it before.
Because somebody else is hosting it, I'm guessing.
Well, this is a version of what I was getting when I hosted it with my other machine. But I've never had it like this when Paul hosted it. Obviously, I didn't have it when I hosted it because it was me hosting, so...
No, but you had a low FPS instead.
Yeah, but at least that was consistent and not a bucking train.
No need to swear.
That was bucking, B-U-C-K, not...
So I suppose the next question is, what do you want to do?
Next time, I'm gonna have to host it.
Well, I'm happy to host it. Just to get some sort of performance back, really.
I probably have the second powerful PC here.
West Midland Travels, thank you very much for 4 months. Currently on holiday in Berlin. Nice one, dude. Enjoy.
But it's sort of... I want to try Paul's virtual machine out as the next test, really, I think.
Yeah, but that ain't going to happen today.
No.
Well, I've saved the save game, so it will just load to what Paul's done and where the train is now. If you want to...
I'm happy to switch it over as long as Paul can be a complete entertainer and fill for the next 5 minutes while we reload.
Yeah. Are you going to force a save now, then?
Yeah, I just have.
Do another
Bucking
one because he's just
trains.
Just have
These trains are very
I just stopped
excited
my
by the
train, so
sounds
it
of
was
it.
probably moving when you were saving it, so...
Sorry, Chris. Everybody talked. Right, you want me to leave, then?
Yeah.
Leaving?
I'll chuck you the save, Sammy.
Thank you.
Like a dragon from Dragon's Den. I'm out.
Right, so, did anyone else watch The Apprentice this week?
We've had the Apprentice discussion.
Not on stream, we haven't.
Yes, we did. We did it at the start.
Did we? I'm really not with it today.
Or should I have given it a go, hosting the thing? So we've all done it once.
I sent you it, Summer.
Thanks, mate.
You can't fire me, Chris.
Ay, ay, ay. What are you watching? No, we're just switching server effectively. Anyone watch the Super Bowl? No. Did you watch any of the pups? Any of the bobsleigh?
Yeah, and I've watched some curling.
I watched the curling. Female
Bit of
GB went through.
Yeah, bit of snowboarding as well. I would like to attempt curling, Paul, but knowing me, I end flat on my face.
Yeah. I imagine slipping on the thing is a thing, right?
Yeah. You know me, Paul. It's not like I'm clumsy.
What we are missing now is some elevator music, SquirrelPlus.
Some elevator music. Hang on. You want entertaining music? Let me see if I can. 1 second.
All right, I've just had the clunk.
Time to find some music. There you go.
Lol, Paul. Lift going up, first floor.
Soothing, relaxing music.
Welcome to Squirrel Radio.
Newty, thank you for 78 months. Feels like almost yesterday since I subbed. Please hold while we try to
I
connect.
think we need some more cat jams, Paul.
Yeah.
Join in.
Well, is the server up now?
Should be.
Let's enjoy some glorious synchronizing.
No, I don't want to host.
I would make an amazing elevator speech person, thank you. Is it normal name stuff, Simon?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining this intermission. The stream will continue shortly.
DMCA Inc. You'll be lucky. That's copyright-free music right there, pal. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Clunk, clunk.
Newty asked, why aren't you hosting, Paul?
Because he wants 60 FPS.
Because the host has 24 FPS. That's why. Because of all the physics calculations. Perfectly timed music.
Hello, puppy.
Wow, there's no trees. Oh, there's a lot of trees. There's like literally no trees. And
I love how
just
you can see me, Sammy, but
a
my
million
game's still
trees.
loading, so...
Yeah, this is what it's like joining a session right now. You can see the frames, look.
I think we should just start again, Paul. It was nice and smooth when we first started.
Yeah, until we build up to this problem again.
Yeah, but maybe they'd have fixed it by then.
Well, we're going to get to endgame before we start again.
Lol, is that you're determined?
Yeah,
Making all the things.
yeah. Right, I've got 60 FPS. I don't know about the jitteriness.
I've got 40 FPS.
Could be worse.
What is weird though, Sommy, is the way your server appeared straight away for me, but when you tried it on your other machine, I couldn't see it at all.
Well, that's because I put star hosted star in the title.
What, and that affected it?
Yeah, Paul, you know
That-
your page attention left blank to cover up what you just did?
It didn't.
It did not cover it up.
No, because I clicked the wrong button. 'Cause I was trying to listen
What
to
are
what
your
Sommy was
thoughts on
saying.
the 2022 F1 cars so far?
Yeah, they look pretty good, Ryback. Some of them look really good.
Are there actually any rails left at the smelter?
I've loaded the clipbot back in as well. I'm just waiting for Puppy to catch up.
I'm good now.
So do you want to just move this tools train in the oil field and see if it does the buckaroo thing again.
Yeah.
Was that hole your visible, Pops?
Yes.
Right. So, Summer, you need to close your Railroads Online Extended and reattach and generate another link.
Oh, God. What an
Just to be safe.
unprofessional.
Just because otherwise, if some numpty decides to connect and then start doing things, you know, I'd rather not take the risk. And there's always one in the class. We know this from school.
Wasn't me.
It was you. It literally was you in school.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. You was that one in school. It was always getting sent out, always playing around.
Hey, I got sent out before I even made it into a lesson once.
That was you in school, that was.
Yeah, I got told I wasn't allowed into class because I couldn't stop laughing.
Confirmation right there. Pops is a class clown, exactly.
It's not my fault people made me laugh.
How did you get on moving the train, Pups?
Got the micro starter, but I've had that most of the time, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but was it like bucking?
It wasn't like what you had.
Okay. I'm getting really confused now because I've got 2 screens, 2 keyboard, 2 mice, 2 Discord sessions. It's just not going well. Like,
You can
2
do it,
links.
Simon. You can do it.
There is a new link for the online extended session in your Discord, I hope. If not, I've posted it somewhere else. Oh, are we there yet?
Nope.
Right, so we got that. Let's see.
And that was all Paul's fault.
No, it was your fault talking at me, so I didn't concentrate enough.
How is it my fault? Excuse me?
You said I've got an excuse for everything. You literally said that.
I think that possibly needs to come back ever so slightly, Puppy.
Yeah, I was trying to
So,
open the door, but
if
it
I'm
wouldn't
reading
let
this
me.
correctly, that level there is the same as that level there, yeah? Which means you could almost just go like that between the two.
Beams, crude oil.
But if you unload these, Tommy, I can go and get the pipes because they're at the same place and there's 2 trains down there with a load of carriage in.
Do we need pipes here?
Yes.
Yeah.
2 down from you, Somi.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's one of those ones, isn't it?
It says steel pipes.
Okay, I swore that didn't say steel pipes until I hopped in the loco. Okay, I'm blind. I've had enough. I've gone into puppy mode.
I'm thinking we come
I've
out
been
this
like
way
that
and
all day,
swirl that
Sammy.
way.
Don't worry about it. Just come and join the club.
Let's try and get over here and keep the level. You just read the headline, the Winter Olympics disrupted by snow. Yeah, too much snow. Wait a minute. That's interesting. It's only that hill is the only thing preventing you from going over there, except there's also a valley here, which in theory you could go through if you wanted to have a direct connection between that and this, you could. But this thing needs oil and beams and pipes. You can get the pipes this way. Hang on, which is the level? So that hill is the same. You could just...
Right, Sammy, I'll fire up this engine and then I'll grab the steel pipes and bring them down to you.
I think you just come out this way.
Well, I've got to come
with
back
a view
this
to
one
going
anyway,
that way
so
at
there's
some
no
point, but just
immediate rush.
swing it like that. Just swing upwards, and then approach. Actually, you could come in from there, couldn't you? That's like the entrance there, because that way you can go straight from the oil onto that there. Just branch that off. Come in that way. I'm thinking.
Right, I'll go find me some rails and bring them over here. That's what is missing
Get some markers down.
Where?
at the coal mine.
Bring your train to the.
Well, there's still four cars of lumber left. Of beams.
I've got 100 rails on this train for him.
Did you say
Right.
beams for him?
Your pipes as well.
Yeah.
You go through the valley.
could-
Yeah,
you
I
could
will
bring
go
that down to
through
the
the
oil
valley as
field.
well.
Right.
I will go through the valley
And
as
it's
well.
at the oil field as well.
But this is the main line
We need
connection.
beams at the oil field.
We can go in a straight line all the way up there.
Well,
So, from at the ironworks, there is 100 rails.
right. Is there anything connected to it?
No, it's just. It was what I brung up on the 36 car thing.
Fair enough.
Because it was easier just to park them up and then attach at the other end and drive it to where it needs to go.
So I need to bring my lumber. No, it's lumber, it's beams. I have to go on me.
Basically, switch out of there
What do you need again, Tommy?
and go that way. Is what I'm
Beam.
thinking.
Bring your beams to the oil field
Right.
if you haven't got anywhere to put them currently.
They're in a siding.
So yeah, just branch off that there,
Right.
and then head this way. Is what I'm thinking.
Now, how do we get to the oil field? Back to the depot, I guess.
Yeah.
That then puts you here.
Oh,
Isn't
actually,
through
no, I
valley
can
no matter
just
where you need to go?
branch off
Yes and
from the line
no.
I'm on.
I'm going to connect that connection anyway. My plan is to bring it in and then merge it with that one. So you've got a choice of either going out the north side or you can come in that way. But the problem with this, I'll tell you the problem with this, joining onto a curved section of track is quite hard. Because when you put the switch in, it's a straight line. So it makes this awkward. So I'd have to then take the line along here, curl it around and merge it in that way. Which is not going to look particularly nice. Is it?
I'm 5'6".
Go that way. Don't know. If we're going through the valley, there's a problem though. Can I get over here somewhere? Let's put a marker down over here. Right, now the big question
I've
is...
filled up the tools at the oil field because obviously it only takes 100 at a time,
Yeah.
so it's only
just-
3 cars worth.
Yeah, I'm just moving the pipes and then loading up the last 2 carriages.
I'm on my way to the oil field with
Actually,
4
how many
cars of
can it-
beams.
How many can it take, Sammy?
What pipes?
Yeah.
Only 30.
I might as well just deliver what's on here and then
The real
just come back
question
and
is,
load
what
up again.
degree
Yeah,
of
that's
turn
what
do I
I'm
need
gonna
to
do.
get over there? The answer is no idea. Got to guess. Do you have to create the roads from zero, Dark
Let me
Dolphin?
make sure.
Mods, can we have my first look video? Can we get that on a link? Because that's a useful thing for people who've never seen the game before, because it answers a lot of the basic questions. Thank you all. Right, let's try.
Yeah, trucker Paul, 5'6".
1, 2, 3. Should we try?
So I won't come past the point that goes off to the oil field, pups.
We'll try 5-degree turn
Okay.
and see where that takes us. Oh, that's a heck of a drop. Oh, okay.
I'm just going past the point that goes
Okay.
to the left to the oil.
That's a
somewhere.
lot,
Yeah, I'm
lot
not going to come
steeper than
past
I
that
thought
until
it
you're
was.
backed in.
Yeah, no worries.
Is your train bucking or not?
It's just doing the micro
How
stuff,
do
but
you
it's
create the
fine.
roads from zero? What do
I'm
you mean?
used to it.
Mine is quite smooth. Maybe because I've only got 4 cars.
I think what we'll do is we'll go into this.
Oh, you're not going to load up, are you? You're going to carry on going?
Yeah, well, I'll drop these off and then come back and load up so it's full for whenever we need them again. Because we have no sidings here, but there's no point putting them because it's only around the corner.
The problem is this is quite a big drop. And this needs to be... So the real pain of this is you can only drop off like a couple of cars at a time. You can pick up a lot of crude oil. So drop off a lot of crude oil, but when you're going to drop steel pipes, you can only drop off a couple of cars. Which means you're going to have to be shuffling, basically. Same with this lumber drop. Don't suppose you can drop that side, can you? Yeah, I don't know on a meat sheet. It's a bit of a stupid layout in a way, isn't it? Because this lumber steel pipe drop off is very, very small, isn't it?
Yep.
Like, I don't really understand why they see this as a challenge. This just seems like stupidity.
No idea.
Booch, thank you for 37 months.
I'm guessing you can't fit a track in between both platforms, so you unload one on one side and the other on the other side.
I don't think these platforms let you unload on the other side, do they? I don't know, though.
Well, they will, but when it gets full, it'll then probably trip the train out, which is the same problem with the cordwood drop off at the smelter.
I mean, the steel pipes, it doesn't matter which side you go in, it's still limited. The wood, as it stands right now, you're looking at like one car unload.
What is the actual production rate? How many do you get for whatever from out of a barrel? Like, I could imagine like one pipe makes 10 barrels or something.
I don't know, Rome, have you got the spreadsheet?
At what? The oil field or refinery?
Refinery.
Refinery is 12 crude oil, 1 steel pipe, 2 lumber,
Sorry,
is 6
slow
oil
down, Bram.
barrels.
Slow down, sorry.
12 crude oil
Right.
plus 1 steel pipe plus 2
Right.
lumber equals 6 oil barrels.
Right,
Right,
so it
okay.
halves the oil into barrels. Joseph, it doesn't matter what the length of the train is. How are we going to fit it into this platform? If I brought 6 cars of lumber in here, where do I put it? I've got to drop one car off, then detach it, drop another one off, detach it, drop another one off. You know what I mean? It's absolutely awful. Unless I can squeak it through that gap and maybe get 3 cars before I need to worry about it. It's just madness.
So where's the unload for the beams then?
On the inner track.
Right,
Where I'm currently.
Yeah, where
parked,
Pups
right.
is.
right. Well, I'm still coasting down the hill at the moment.
Try that. Well, if you get too close to the platforms, it seems to go a bit funny. And if you get too far away, it doesn't do it. Well, that's about the
You
best
changed
way I
any
can
of the
think of doing
switches
it.
when you did the loop back summer?
Only so that I could run round the loop.
That's what I mean. Are they still set so I can just drive straight
I
in?
I changed some switches
Won't work.
so I can
Captain
come in.
Flint. By the time we
Okay.
get here,
So
there's
you
no
might wanna
room to
check.
turn. No way is that going to work.
Your route looks okay, Pups.
Okay. I need to load up again, so.
Yeah, I was then going to load up the tools, but there's only 7 left, so I'm going to exit the loading platform and let you go in.
Okay.
Has this track actually been tested? The new one.
Nope.
So I'm a guinea pig then.
Yep.
You are the test of Rome.
Yay.
That should work. I mean, there's enough room there.
I don't think when you fill up with steel pipes that'll let you do that, Paul.
I'm not going to steel pipes. I'm going to lumber.
Yeah, but when you fill it up with steel pipes, that you won't be able to use that track.
Because where your track is, Paul, that's where it stores the pipes.
What, behind here?
Yes.
Behind it.
Right. So where are we supposed to? How are we supposed to unload more than one car of lumber?
I think you can do 2 at once. That's it, and you'll have to shuffle and reshuffle and shuffle again every time you want to unload lumber. It's like the cordwood at the.
Paul is a picture right now.
It's like the
Well, that's
cordwood
just-
at the smelter.
I'm sorry, but that's not making a challenging game. That's just making a stupid game.
Well, I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing.
So do you just make a train with Betsy's then? 2 cars a Betsy, 2 cars a Betsy?
What kind of refinery would put a platform here and then say, "Oh yeah, but we're going to unload stuff there, so you can't. You can only load one car at a time."
Yeah, I think when we were talking about the problems with the smelter section, somebody in chat sent a link for where somebody had managed to get a rail line that basically went diagonally across all 3 of those platforms. So it gave you a very small unloading zone, but you could actually do it in a constant rather than...
Just went like that way, diagonally across.
Yeah, it went diagonally across the 3 platforms. So at least you could get the carriage next to the platform in a constant loop rather than having to do the shunting. As far as I know or think and can remember, and I apologise if I'm wrong with that information.
Well, you know what? I think it's worth trying.
Yeah, it looks janky as hell, but basically, as far as I know, I think people have just gone diagonal. So
What I'll do is I'll load up and then park this in the sidings as well.
I have no problem going diagonal.
yeah, well, I was then going to try and figure out. I think it's lumber that we're hung up on at the ironworks for more tools.
But if you want to unload this, I can take the big train again and go and load up on beams for us, or lumber, or whatever it is.
Well, it's 50 lumber that's needed, so you don't need to bring a
So
lot.
you kind of want to be like
Because
that.
by the time it's empty, it'll be full again or whatever, and it's 6 per car, isn't it? So I wouldn't
Yeah.
say you need more than 16. Are you going to stop there?
I'm trying.
This is where I pull my little host man over. Ha ha.
Am I good to pull in to unload my lumber?
Yeah. If I leave this train attached, Sammy, and grab the spare one that's here. Now the question is, do I load?
I'm
does
going to make
anywhere
it
else
close
need
enough,
lumber?
but not too close.
Iron ore mine needs lumber.
No, I mean down where me and Sammy are.
Well, the refinery needs it.
But if I just load this train up with lumber then, because there's like 20 carriages,
This can't be good.
it should be able to do both, or we can just shunt it around the 2 places.
What's the alternative? Like one car unload at a time? Just no, sorry. Not doing that.
And this train's run out of firewood nearly.
So the idea is,
Question is, do
you
I
bring your
take 2
train line
trains,
through
all
here,
these, or just one?
and then you get to this corner, and it's just enough to unload. So you can unload one car, but then at least you can shuffle the cars on and keep the train flowing, as long as you're close enough to make one, make contact with that platform. The stream keeps repeating for you. You can curve rails a bit, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to straighten out the last one. I was just getting the groundwork in. I'm going to try and then turn a lot more sharply. Keep the curve going, which is why I only built to there.
Are you still down here, Summer?
I'm at the ironworks, yeah.
Okay, I've switched some switches to allow me to get to the train we need for the lumber.
Okay, I won't be moving out of this side then.
Okay.
Out of the loading zone. Frame, have you only got 4 cars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything else was unloaded at the iron the iron mine. No, the coal mine.
Could you run rails through mountains? No.
I would need to drive back to fetch my other cars.
Do you play Run 8? I'm looking at playing it, but not yet.
So where were the rails again?
The fourth siding?
Because Run 8
But
feels
where?
like you need a dispatcher to make it work properly.
Ironworks, or...
Is this the Ironworks, wherever I am?
So this is where we're going to have to experiment to get this right.
Am I at the Ironworks? Yeah, fine. There's 100 on...
just down the road then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had a big update.
I guess we'll just plop them on the front of this one. And drag the 4 car with it. 4 cars with it. Should be fine, I guess. Hopefully. With a single Heisler.
Time will find out.
What was in the update?
So confusing with all these doors hanging in midair. Of the boxcars.
Right, so, Sammy, I've got 11 carriages. I'll go and load them up with lumber.
Alright, mate.
What, you mean
It's
shimmy it?
1166.
You mean
and
go like that?
You'll
Chicane
probably
it?
be empty, and that'll be about right, I'd have thought.
I'm
Yeah.
coming in, by the way, Sean.
What way are you coming in?
The trouble
From
is, though,
the
Captain
top.
Flint, if you turn in more here, you've then got to turn out
You're
that
clear
way
to
and then
move,
turn back in
perhaps you
that
carry
way.
on.
Okay.
Okay.
I think what I'd rather do is bring something here and then see how bad it is, pull back
So
and
I'm
adjust
going
it.
around.
I'd
then.
rather get something down, try it, and see how it goes.
No pups is.
That might be
Alright.
too
Back.
small. It might be enough.
I've never been to this place of the map.
Estimate set up a switching operation. You bring a string of cars to the yard, drop them, pick out the bound cars. An engine that stays there brings the cars around to unload. Yeah, too much faff for me.
Now, where are my cars?
Fourth. In the fourth siding
I'm
front.
guessing Sommy's already has everything up.
You're going to switch it, you're going to go past it on 3, and then you're going to come back on 4, yeah?
Alright, go past and then reverse up to it.
Yeah.
Sammy, I'll flip the switch at the top
Yeah, you're done.
so I
mate.
can get back down.
I mean, that one's fine. It's just this one, isn't it?
You're going to the sawmill, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think you're switching them as I am, mate.
Oh, I didn't realise you were switching them all. I'll leave you to it. My bad.
Yeah, you're clear out.
Okay.
Quite a little space here to build stuff.
Right, so I don't know how close this can get before the cars start hitting things.
Alright, I think you're set to the sawmill, pups.
Thank you.
I would double check it as you go, but
Okay.
This is jank, is what this is. No, just no way. Come on. No way. You're not putting trains through that. That's going to break the train. That's just going to break
having
the
fun,
train.
Paul.
Hey, I'm just listening to chat. Hey, why don't you try chicaning your way through? So we're trying that. I think that's too close, isn't it? Hey, Captain Flint, it's your idea, mate. This is all your idea. This is all on you. This is how they design trains in Russia. We know that. Comrade. What want you, Link? Okay, let's try a bit more subtle. See, I think that's too close. I think that's probably because when the car's back wheels are here and the front wheels are there, the whole body's going to clip through it.
I would agree, Paul. I thought it just needs to be like a straight diagonal.
That's what I had, and they were all like, "Oh, why don't you try chicaning your way through? Give yourself a bit more leeway."
Well, why are you listening to
Well,
him?
I've got to be honest, I wasn't paying attention to your stream for the last 5 minutes, so...
And that's what saved me thinks of you all people.
No, I've got chat up. I'm reading chat.
Yeah,
But I'm not paying attention to Paul.
Sure, don't backtrack now. As long as you can sleep at night, Sammy.
Not usually, so that's nothing different, so don't worry about it.
Oh, look at that subtle jank. Love it. Come on. Yeah, subtle kink there. Right, we're going to try that. That's going to be our first attempt. We know we've got good unloading here.
As long as you stop the train
Maybe
in
that's too tight, don't know.
the right place, it should be fine.
I think that's okay there. Got a little shimmy to the left there, but not too much. Haven't really got a shimmy there anymore. We'll just try it. That's all we can do. See how it goes.
I mean, I've got steel pipes on the back of this train at this second in time, so...
I think as long as you stop in the right place, it will be fine.
Yeah, it's just how much of a margin you've got. But quite frankly, until I get a train here and see what that margin looks like, I don't know.
I take it you're not connected to the main yet, Paul?
No, I'm about to do that now.
Cool. I'm just using my Autobot to load the train.
And you send your Autobot down to the lumber mill?
Well, 6 is sort of okay, isn't it? 9 is a bit tedious. 32 is just like, nope.
Yeah.
48 is like, are you joking me?
Yeah, no. No, I don't want that kind of stuff. The dev's idea. There's a way of making it challenging, I think.
So
think
the auto clicker software does work, but it doesn't seem to work very well with the time parameters that we'd worked out.
Let's try 80 degrees. Well, I think we said 15 for this thing, so I said 16 just to give it some...
Yeah, so I put it on 17, but it didn't seem to click at 17-second intervals, so I've just put it on 1 second intervals and repeat until stopped, and then when I see the last one go over, I just stop it.
It's too high now. I think we'll have to go for the bridge.
All right, let's see if we can get up to the hill then. up the hill towards the coal mine with this load of rails. Not sure what they need rails for at the coal mine, but you know,
I think
I
it's
guess in
to
the mine
make.
itself.
Yeah, it's to make the rails into the mine. I think is the concept.
I do think that iron mines would need the same thing, as they're all manual.
So
As
on
it
that
needs
map
lumber
there,
and
that's an
beams.
8-degree turn. If we keep that going, that should, I think, come out there. But to go through
But
that
I'm trying to be
valley,
too logical for the game.
I don't know. We can't really join onto that semicircle. Equally, we've got to get things from here over here. So that means then going forward and then pushing the train back that way. Unless, well, you don't have to. You could drive around that loop and come back, but
I could probably put a crossover in, Paul, and do a sweep round from the right. So put a switch on the first track where you load up to the right, and then cross over the straight section where you're thinking of intervening, and then taper that round on a 20-degree banked right turn to then hook back up to where you're coming with those water tower markers. Maybe.
what? So you mean basically come out of that inner track and then cut across that way?
Yeah, cut across that one.
And then loop back.
No, as in, I think you're right in that. Hang on. I'll put some switch work down in a second. Let me just finish loading up.
I think I know what you mean. I'll carry on building the bridge for now.
Yeah.
Paulie, how you doing? This is the mound. Where am I? Suddenly 8 degrees is too early. Interesting. But what we can do is straighten that off. And bring it down 1 degree.
Do you need a hand loading, pups?
No, I should be alright, Summer.
Okay.
I'll let you help build the track.
Although I was finished with the clipbot, so I can send it
no,
down to you if you want.
I've done 4 carriages already, so.
Not sure about that. I think I'll try it again. The 8 degrees brings us in quite early. It brings us in here. So maybe 7 degrees of turn. And then get a gradual descent going. Also, I think We'll start turning later here. They keep the level going and then start a descent is the way to go. Where are we taking the oil to? This you bring crude oil here, and then it turns it into, I think, refined oil barrels, and then you sell it to the depot. It's like the end game product currently. So we have a straight section there. These trees are annoying as Factoria. Okay, right. Then we go this. And then we get that on 7 degrees, but on a 1 degree declination. Let's see where this ends up. I just wish you could plan this stuff in the planner. Like draw curves and go, if I do 7 degrees, what does that come out? Okay. Is it possible to 2 parallel tracks on one bridge? No. You'd have to build another bridge next to it. There you go. It's not too shabby. So I've got that 1 degree. Could have gone 2 degrees and finished it earlier. Maybe that's the way to go. Go 2 degrees. 7 degrees was right, but if we go 2 degree declination, we'll probably finish it here. And then go back on ground level. And I think 2 degrees will be fine. Because we don't need to have so much wooden trellis bridge. So what's the stuttering like now for people driving trains?
I've still got it, but I've had it, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah. It's just micro stutters here and there, but it's fine. Like it was before.
Yeah, but it wasn't like what somebody was seeing before on
Yeah.
that stream.
Yeah. It's the same as when somebody was hosting it last time. Just little micro stutters now and then, but none of the bucking around. And that was with a B, not an F, by the way.
I'll be a second.
Go 1 degree, and then we'll
Okay.
go 2 degrees. Actually, go 1.5. And then go 2 degrees.
I think I might need to get my other locomotive if it does, because this one doesn't look like it's gonna make it up.
Okay. Come on, game, catch up. There we go. All right, that's a bit better. Sutty, how you doing? Jack Sims. 88 months. 2 fat ladies. You're not allowed to say that anymore. Might offend someone. Right, let's go with that. If I go from there, what's that going to look like? Okay. Actually, that's no good. Because that needs to be on 2 degrees down. Now it's fine. Lovely.
Oh, that stopped.
What did?
My train.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, not going uphill.
Oh, that's a bad thing. Yikes.
I'm gonna have to get the other one to help pull.
I thought you said that already. What was that, Pubs?
Well, I guessed it might do it. Might need it, but now I'm sure because it just stopped on a hill. It's a good thing we have teleport, because that would be quite a long walk.
I clicked that tree then, and that one fell. Chicken and chips, Jack Sims. Dude, I've not had that in ages. Jack Sims, have you ever had chicken in a basket? Chicken in a basket and chips. Really nice. Why are you not cutting down? Chicken waffles. Isn't that like potato waffles but with chicken? What's the difference then? How do you get chicken in a basket? You cook it and then you put it in the basket. Hey, I didn't start it, Kelly. Jack Sims, you can blame him. Okay, don't cut then. Whatever. Yep, it's a whole roasted chicken in a basket with some chips and stuff. Ooh, chicken haggis. Not sure about that. Who's that, Crow Daddy? Oh my god. Whoa. Why is that a first piece of bridge really jank? Okay. Also, I'm guessing you might want to branch off to some sidings over here. But we can do that later. Right, we're going to find the branch now. Oh, hello. Oh, that's not straight at all, that track.
Quite useful having a bird's eye view.
Is somebody in pubs here?
I am. I just put a temporary firewood depot thing to fill up the train with firewood because it's empty.
Thanks for cancelling my fly mode.
Wasn't me.
Well, I thought I'd bring you back down to Earth.
good because this earth isn't the right height, so I'm going to make some more.
Hey, straight, did you say? Straight,
It's not straight. Go fly over it.
Straight. It's not meant to be straight.
Well, he's not even following the line of your groundwork. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to come and see what the level of the groundwork is like in this terrain?
Why are you not? Oh, I'm flying again. And I'm not flying again. Where'd your groundwork go? Oh, there it is.
Ah, now, there's the problem, isn't it?
What?
You can't actually see the groundwork to be lined up with the groundwork, so it can't possibly be straight.
Oh, that's because your groundwork's the wrong height, isn't it?
No?
Well, I've just put it in at the right height, and it's higher than yours.
Yeah, but this is the groundwork height that the ironwork lines are.
Right.
So if you wish to relay all the ironwork track, be my guest.
No, but you can graduate down towards it. And you want to be able to see it. That's the thing. Right, am I heading the right direction, Sammy, do you think?
What? Towards your bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fairly there. When you get to the next water tower, which you're approaching now, I'd recommend going slightly right, and then you should be pretty much lined up. Only slightly, though, like 1 or 2 degrees. So aim for the other water tower
I think I see it.
that you see in the distance, but you want to be to the right-hand side of that water tower, yeah, as you're looking at it now.
I'm just going to commit that because I think I can see where I need to curve in now. Engineering. It's a thing. Right, if we go back to that. Right, if we get rid of that, we don't need to make this last turn, do we? More or less just keep going from there. Is that about right? Gone down slightly too much. Reef Daddy, how you doing? That should do. Remember what game you streaming when you learned of Brucey Bonus's passing? Absolutely no idea. Not even a Scooby-Doo. Why? Some of you joining the track to the ironworks.
Yeah.
Where's Pops?
Driving a load of lumber down.
Not said anything for ages.
I spent another 10 minutes loading up the train with firewood because it was empty. Okay.
What?
Game just crashed.
Glad you're not hosting.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Where were you, Pups?
My train was stationary, so but I don't know whether it's done anything because I was moving switches. So
Yeah, that looks like a mess at the sawmill.
yay!
Let's put some brakes on the cars that are actually remaining on the track, and then
Was it slung them all off?
no, there's sort of I can't describe it.
Well, all I can see is one car and one train head on.
I was moving switches on the overlay and the game crashed.
Yeah, so the switch is wrong for the loco, so it's derailed.
Woo!
Get rid of these, light some track. Casper, thank you for a year. Whoa.
Is that straighter for Sir now?
I got massively lag bounced when you did that then.
I think that was possibly a synchronized click, load, and Pups joining that caused that.
That's it. Just blame me for everything.
Well, if you're happy for us to do that, that's fine.
Okay.
Isn't that
Do
what
the
you
notes.
do
Right.
anyway?
No, I don't.
Oh, Ken, you do anyway.
Right then. Casper, thank you very much for a year, by the way. Captain Jack's playing Atlas.
Stalker.
It's popped
Totally
up like
unstalking.
4 times.
Hey?
I said it's popped up for me 4 times.
Well, yeah, but I've only mentioned it once, so I'm not a stalker, you are. Hey, Pups doesn't notice as well. Don't just blame me.